Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We are going to try making our way through this situation again. We were ambushed in the night by some Githyanki that are followers of Orpheus rather than Blackith, intent on taking out the Emperor here. They saw that we are infected by Mind Flayer parasites and assume that we are servants of the Mind Flayer. And last time, which made no sense to me, when we were clearly attacking the Emperor, they chose to focus all their efforts on killing us anyway, leaving the Emperor alone, more or less. So, we're not going to be able to get around having to fight them, but I want to save Orpheus, and preferably I'd rather not kill all of his people while we're doing it. It might still turn out poorly, and if we can't pull it off, then I guess we might side with the Emperor anyway. But the Emperor, I don't know, feels strange to trust them. Also, when you consider that they are the Dream Visitor who's been telling us to find and consume all the parasites to get more powers, now knowing that it's a Mind Flayer who's probably been manipulating us or wants to be able to control us easier later, maybe? I don't know. Seems sketchy. Siding with a Githyanki is also sketchy, but most of what makes the Githyanki terrible is Blackith's orders. I think Orpheus was supposed to be somewhat more peaceful than Blackith. So, that's what I'm banking on. With that in mind, I am thinking we could go with non-lethal attacks. It obviously doesn't apply to spells, but it means that when we can focus on taking out the Githyanki, but maybe that'll make things better if we don't actually kill them. Maybe Orpheus will be happier with us. I don't know. That's my thought. Part of me thinks that non-lethal also removes the chance of critting, which would be bad. I'm hoping that's not the case, but I can't remember. We don't use non-lethal very often. I'm just gonna skip this cutscene. We've seen it already.
Geek abomination! By the one true sky, what is this madness?
The Githyanki is the source of our protection against the incident. Don't let my help me.
Yeah. So we've asked different things each time. Leave the Githyanki alone.
You do not understand. He will attack anyone that reeks illithid. That includes you.
See, that may be true.
Not even be able to defend yourself. If you kill him, the Absolute will enthrall you. I am not your enemy.
You're a Mind Flayer.
I am the reason you are free. We are more alike than you want to admit. Look past it. I know you don't want to, but you must. Now, help me.
Yeah. He makes good points. He does. But I'm still stuck on the point of the power to protect us from the Absolute is coming from Orpheus. And Orpheus would be good for the Githyanki people, which would be good for all of society. We don't know the Emperor's goals, besides that he's been manipulating us. So I still think long-term, Orpheus feels like a safer, better bet for everyone. Mostly because I just don't know enough about the Emperor here to know why he's rebelled from the other Mind Flayers and what his long-term goals are.
Fool! Without me, you will perish.
Maybe. So the fight starts again. mean, ideally, we could just take him out. Can I toggle this on and off without using actions? I assume so. So that when we're focusing on him... Yeah. I can do lethal attacks. And then when we fight them, switch to non-lethal.
I am not your enemy. The Githyanki are.
Are they? Maybe. You still have your happy bonus. Good. Alright, let's switch back on non-lethal just in case they run by and get themselves killed.
Time to strike.
Oh. Nope, we're still here. So, in case it does remove crits, that's why I am swapping back and forth. Con save. What is your con? Not actually that great. If we could stun you, that would feel fantastic. No, just a straight up miss, of course. Alright, menacing attack. Nice. Action surge. Menacing attack. Oh, stop missing, please.
Stop. I'm the one keeping you alive.
Maybe. I still stand by that may or may not be true.
Destroy the honor guard.
Ooh, good hit. Emperor is trying to use domination as a 4th level, so counterspell at 4th level. No, thank you. Don't heal. Come on, man. Now, monks, attack him, please. Or attack them. I'm fine with that. Just don't attack us.
For my prince's honor.
Nope, you're attacking us. Of course you are.
Come on, can't stay idle.
Alright. What can I do here? 27 health is really not bad. Now, I could do something like just drop a fireball right here. It's extremely tempting. But ideally, I just want you dead. And frankly, your saves are terrible. If I could get somewhere where I could, you know, hit you with lightning bolt, that'd feel pretty good. I mean, we can hit all of them. Obviously, Shadowheart's in the middle of that. Bonus action jump. Right, we can jump super far, I forgot. It's going to, unfortunately, put me probably the focus of all of them. But yeah. I mean, could have probably angled it so I would get all of them. Do I want to hit them with lightning bolt? They've got tons of health. Probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. How many can I hit? Okay, I can hit one of the Githyanki as well, just in case we do actually need to kill them. Then starting out getting some damage on them will be useful. Two health left. I feel like that should have triggered my instant kill ability, but it did not.
Can't give up. Not now.
Alright, Shadowheart. Do you have something that does some damage even on a failed save? Because if so, you could just straight up kill him. Obviously, Guidance is a save, like an auto-save. If he saves, he takes no damage. We could do a 5th level Flame Strike. That's a little excessive. Spirit Guardians would be 3rd level. I'd have to get her over there, but we could definitely do it. She doesn't have a lot of attack spells, necessarily. Moonbeam, also a 3rd level. Small area, but we can move it, which would help in some of these other fights if we have to fight others. Yeah. Let's make sure that we can kill. I think spells will kill him, but I want to be sure. Because we either have to go over there, do Spirit Guardians, which I don't want to do because they seem to be very good at long range knocking people around, and it would just break her concentration instantly. So that'd be a huge waste of a spell. I'd rather stay farther back. Yeah, so let's Moonbeam you.
Resound like a death knell in your mind, tolling for the end of all hopes of survival and freedom. With startling clarity, you realize the Mind Flayer was telling the truth. If it dies, so do you.
Is that true? I mean, the narrator's saying it's true. I'm gonna try it. I think siding with Orpheus is better. So at least let's try this. If it fails, then I guess we have to side with the Mind Flayer. And we'll reload, because obviously if we die, it's a reload. So let the Mind Flayer die.
You have failed us all.
Stomach drops, your chest constricts, your thoughts begin to splinter.
Okay, this does seem bad, yes.
You are found. Now you hear me. Now you yield!
Yeah. Clearly this is not the right choice. It feels like the right choice until, you know, we turn into Mind Flayers. Then it's clearly the wrong choice.
Join me. Throw.
Well, fun. Okay, so we do in fact have to side with the Emperor. Now we know. You've succumbed to her, now part of the grand design. Alright. So be it. It felt like the right... I mean, obviously the Mind Flayer itself, the Emperor, tells us we have to side with him. I don't know. I guess we're not killing Orpheus. There might be a chance later on to turn the tides and side with Orpheus. Because again, between the two, an unknown Mind Flayer, or maybe we'll learn more about the Mind Flayer later on and be more cool with their situation. But right now, huge unknown, also a bit of an unknown, but someone that we know will fight against Vlaakith to get the Githyanki into a better spot, and will fight against the Absolute and the Githyanki to get, or not the Githyanki, I keep saying that, the Absolute and the Mind Flayers to fix that situation as well. So basically, they're Orpheus's enemies our enemies is Orpheus's enemies. Even if maybe he would also hate us because we're tadpoled, I don't know the Emperor's goals, and so it feels long-term risky to side with him. But I guess right now, while the Absolute's out there, we need him to be redirecting Orpheus's power.
Best be on my way.
So be it. Alright.
The Githyanki is the source of our don't help me.
Then fine. What do you need me to do?
The honor god. Eliminate them. My forces are weakened by their assault. But with your help, we can turn this around. Destroy the guard. I will subdue their master.
I mean, I'm going to state for the fact that I don't want to partake in the slaughter of innocents.
Do not be driven by fear. Trust me now, and I promise you will have all the answers you seek. Now, help me.
Alright, how do I help? Didn't he just tell me that? Attack the honor guard?
The god. Destroy the god. They prevent me from subduing their master. Do it now.
Aid an Illithid against Githyanki. We cannot. We must not.
Your blind loyalty will be your undoing, Lae'zel. Fight with me for your own survival.
Alright, we will join the Mind Flayer's fight. Don't really have a choice.
Together, we can turn the tide.
I'm sorry, Lae'zel. We have no choice at the moment. And so I don't think there's going to be non-lethal attacks going on here. There's not going to be a circumstance where we leave them alive. Alright. So we've got one up here, one there, one here. There's... I thought there were... Yeah, there's 4 of them. Oh, there... That's our 4th one. Okay. You're both dead. I could probably line up a lightning strike on the 2 of them. But it's probably smarter for me to use haste on Lae'zel. Oh, I was... In my mind, I was thinking the twin spell. And then I just totally didn't. Oh well. Mistakes were made. If we're not fighting the Mind Flayer as well, we should win easy enough. I guess I will run back and hide a bit. Yeah, that was a mistake. Twin spell would have been the smart choice. Didn't happen. Alright. So are all of you... I think all of them are monks. But some of them seem to focus more on, like, magical attacks. So I don't know if some of them are, in fact, like, wizards instead. No, key-empowered strikes. Probably... They are the 4 elements. Monks. Yeah. Orphic Favor. While within 60 feet of Prince Orpheus, the affected entity has resistance to psychic damage and a +3 bonus to intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. Okay. So you guys are all getting bonuses just from standing near Orpheus. Alright, Lae'zel, what do I do with you? They resist psychic damage, which is what this one's doing, so I don't think there's a ton of point there. Just do a menacing attack. There we go, got frightened on you. Which stops them from moving, but they would still get an attack of opportunity. Like, ideally, I'm thinking... we move around and hit all of them with frightened, or several of them with frightened, to sort of prevent them from ganging up on the rest of my characters. So I'll let you take the attack of opportunity. You've got a reasonable AC. Good call. Menacing strike on you. You saved on the frightened. Another menacing strike. You saved on the frightened again. Action surge. Miss. Ah, you saved on all of them. We are now out of superiority dice. It's a shame. Although you're nearly dead, that's nice. Try and daze you. What does daze do exactly? Disadvantage on wisdom saving throws, can't take reactions, loses dexterity bonus to their AC. I mean, that'd be nice if we could pull it off. Hey, got you dazed. So you're frightened and you're dazed. Perfect. I guess with that in mind, go over towards... No, I was going to say go here to prevent them from moving, but they can't move. They're frightened. So just stay here on that one. Right, Astarion.
Let's do it.
Let's get some good attacks in, please. Nice. And then you could run back out of reach. That sounds good to me. Yes, please attack the intellect devourers rather than my people. Okay. We kept concentration. Good. We did not keep... It said we kept concentration. Succeed on concentration saving throw, but Lae'zel is lethargic, which means we dropped it. So we made the save, but because we were knocked prone, we lost concentration anyway. I seriously dislike how going prone loses concentration. Alright, what can you do, Shadowheart? So that one died. I guess probably an attack of opportunity from... No. The intellect devour killed it. I didn't see how he died, so there we go. We've got you up here, who is gonna go soon. And you are gonna go soon unless we can successfully kill you. But I don't think that Shadowheart is gonna kill you, because she just doesn't do that kind of damage. Part of me is thinking we just have her bless on the three of us.
Have to keep going.
But their ability to knock people prone makes bless not awesome. Because if they knock her prone, she loses concentration. But hey, an extra d4 on attacks helps. We don't have the Staff of Mistress, so we don't get any bonuses really for Varric, so there wasn't a point to blessing him. Which is why I had Shadowheart bless herself. Nope, I guess you are done with being frightened. Flames of the Phoenix. Essentially, fireball. Shoot a bright flame from your fingers that explodes upon contact, torching everything in the vicinity. Yeah. So I think it's a fireball on Lae'zel. And she crit failed. Well, might as well re-roll it. Alright. Let's have you... I guess try and finish this one off. No, don't miss. Alright, then you can run off a bit.
Yes, here.
Towards this one.
Blood comes easy these days.
Alright, what to do with you? I might be able to Thunder Wave. You're pretty close to an edge. I mean, it might not work, but if it does... that'll just easily end that fight. Haha! Goodbye! We don't get their loot, but I don't think they have much, if anything, on them. Yeah, this one didn't have anything on him. So that seems like a worthwhile use of a first level spell to me. Oh, dominated. Alright. Shadowheart. See if you can inflict wounds. Nope. Well. Oh well. Lost Bless. It's fine. Critical miss. Perfect. Oh, your dominate lasted for basically half of a turn. You gotta improve your dominate skills, man. Alright, Astarion. Get a hit in here. Perfect. Then jump to here. It's amazing how good jumping is in this area. There you go. Then pull back.
Never a dull moment.
Lae'zel. So you don't have any special attacks anymore, unfortunately. I'll probably have you use your second wind. That's once per short rest. Yeah. Just take care of that right now. Perfect. Could attempt to lacerate. Wouldn't be the worst call. Okay, he is bleeding. Perfect. Try and stun him? Nah. It's fine.
Where do I go from here?
Alright, Varric, what do we do with you? Could have you attempt Shocking Grasp. 90%'s not bad. No advantage because obviously not wearing metal armor.
Day, another fight.
Then you can back off a little bit. Not very far. Sorry, Orpheus.
Thank you. That was too close.
Yeah, I would never side against you.
Like that. I am a mind flayer. Yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the Absolute.
It's obscene to owe my life to a damned geich. No more lies, no more tricks. I will have answers.
Yeah, I'm with Lae'zel on that. I want answers. I always suspected you were a mind flayer. You were in the prism all this time? Why did you deceive me? I prefer the other version of you. Definitely true. Tell me everything. I mean, I wish we could go through a bunch of these, because obviously the tell me everything feels like the best if I can only choose one of these. But asking about a name, asking about them being in the prison and why they deceived us, and then also stating I prefer the other version, all seem like fun things to say. But I don't want to miss out on tell me everything. I'm going to start at the top, and we'll hope this is one of the few times it allows me to go through multiple options. Who are you? And I'm going to need a name this time.
You may call me the Emperor.
Emperor of what?
I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of mind flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now.
But you remember your past?
For years, I served the Elder Brain, the one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my own city. I sustained myself on criminals. Unglamorous, but there are plenty of them. Rarely missed. And they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stilmain. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the Brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call me Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become.
Alright. A lot to unpackage there. I think the real question I have is he's talking about him basically forming a friendship with the leader of Baldur's Gate, where they knew who he was and he worked for them and they worked together to create the mercenary group. That whole situation. Was he using his mind flayer psychic powers at any point in that? Was he forcing anyone to obey him? Because my guess is yes. But if he was peacefully living where people had their own minds and were making their own choices and were accepting of him, and then Gortash just tore him out of that life, basically, if he was in fact a good guy, then we don't need to be his enemy. But if he's saying, yeah, everything was peaceful because I dominated everyone's minds and forced them to do what I wanted so that I was the Emperor, that's less cool. Lord Gortash was one of the chosen in the colony, obviously. Did you have to eat criminals' brains? Yes, they eat brains. It's their food. I don't know if they can sustain themselves on other things, but brains is their primary food. Going after criminals is better than going after just anyone. Are you going to tell me what this battle was about? How did you end up in here? That Githyanki in the sphere, who is it? I mean, they've been shouting about Orpheus the whole time. It should be pretty obvious. So you're going to tell me what this battle was about? I think that's the most important of these questions.
We fought to tame Prince Orpheus, the son of Gith herself.
Orpheus? Impossible. He was slain by Shistil Kithrak himself.
Quite possible, I assure you. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive-mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus's mother to bring about the fall of the Illithid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place. Blackith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Blackith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my honor, Prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control.
Yeah, I still don't feel good about helping a mind flayer imprison Orpheus. Orpheus might be a terrible guy. Like, I'm assuming because our enemies will be his enemies, that he'll side with us and he would be a good person to have freed. But I could be totally wrong. But from what I know of D&D lore, his followers aimed for more peaceful resolution. Versus Vlaakith, which was all about warfare, riding red dragons, wielding silver swords, etc. Orpheus trained his people to be monks. They went for a more peaceful, self-focused, self-improvement focused ideal. And so I'm hoping he could be reasoned with. Were you imprisoned here too? Was it you or Orpheus that Vlaakith wanted us to kill when she ordered us inside the prism? That is a very good question that I don't know the answer to. How did Gortash and the other Chosen find out about the Astral Prism? All good questions. Was it you or Orpheus that Vlaakith wanted us to kill when she ordered us inside the prism?
Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him in defiance of their teachings. Blackith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive.
I don't understand. The histories claim the prince was burned to ash in the skies.
Your histories are fabrications. The prince was not killed. As you can very well see, he was in prison. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Blackith will be finished.
Yeah, I'm still shocked that Lae'zel is surprised every time she finds out that Vlaakith lied to her. Like, the histories say otherwise. This can't be true. And it's like, all of your histories are lies fabricated by Vlaakith. Are you still not aware of that? Were you imprisoned here too?
No. Gortash sent me on a mission to retrieve the Astral Prism. I was one of many, but the first to find it. How Gortash or the other Chosen learned of its existence, I do not know. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside, and found Orpheus. I realized what the prism was for. Containment. While my body was within the prism's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You.
So there's nothing special about us that caused him to choose us. We just had the prism. Shadowheart picked it up right before being imprisoned. on the Nautiloid. We don't really know how that all shook out, but somehow she got her hands on it, and that made him finally have someone he could contact and work with, it seems. What happens if we free Orpheus? Could we kill Orpheus and seize his power? Both good questions again. What happens if we free Orpheus?
That would be a terrible idea. The moment he is free, he will attack you. Your only defense would be to kill him, and in so doing, he would doom us both.
Even though he is subdued, you feel Orpheus's revulsion, a pulsing hatred that cannot be contained. The Emperor is telling the truth. To him, you are just another wretched Illithid.
You carry a tadpole. As far as Orpheus is concerned, you are already Illithid, a sworn enemy, just like me.
Okay. We're like in other ways too. Some, sure. The more I talk to you, the less you seem like a Mind Flayer. He definitely stands out from other Mind Flayers, but maybe that's because he's not tied to an Elder Brain. Maybe that's the problem with all the other Mind Flayers, is they were tied to various Elder Brains, and so they were just puppets. I feel almost sorry for Mind Flayers then at that point. If they all have memories of who they were and desires that they would prefer to do them on their own, but are being forced by the Elder Brain to turn into this and do all the terrible things that Mind Flayers do. Like, if this is what Illithids would be without a Elder Brain, then yeah. Or maybe he is just unique. I'm nothing like you. I'm no Illithid, never will be. Yeah, that's, I think, the most correct of these. Like, there are some similarities, there are lots of differences, but the important thing is I have no intention of ever becoming an Illithid.
You are already more Illithid than you realize. It has improved you. You seek to reverse an inevitable process. A process of evolution. When I first escaped from the Elder Brain, I too railed against the change. But the longer I have inhabited this form, the more it has grown on me. Even if my original body remained intact after I transformed, I would not return to it. Doing so would only impose limitations. As an Illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You too should embrace this change.
I guess, what are the downsides to turning into a Mind Flayer? I mean, obviously we would lose our beautiful looks. But we'd gain a huge psionic potential. I was gonna say us being subjected to an Elder Brain, but that's the same whether we have the parasite or not. I would rather us stay as we are if we could get rid of the parasite, but if we truly are stuck with it, what are the downsides to the change? Not that I'm wanting to, but I can see where he's coming from. Yeah, there are a lot of benefits to it. Eating brains feels a bit not good. I don't know if we would just, like, sort of necessarily turn evil. I don't know. It's an interesting thing to consider. I would like that. No, I don't think I'm actively seeking the change. Ideally, we'd like the parasite out. Why do you say that? I don't like what you're implying. I'm trying to avoid becoming a Mind Flayer. I thought you agreed to protect me. Yeah. I mean, I could just ask him, why do I think, or why does he think that I should embrace the change? But he's basically already stated that, in his mind, everything improved with the change. Once he accepted it. I don't think there's much more to it than that. I'm trying to avoid becoming a Mind Flayer. I thought you agreed to protect me.
I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent Illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle, while continuing to preserve your independence.
You believe?
You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty.
Devastating beauty.
I can evolve you.
Yeah. I'm not so keen on that. I do... Looking back on the powers, like selecting powers, we've got the inside circle that we've looked through the various abilities and picked several. There's an outside ring that's locked off. My guess is that's what he's talking about. If we accepted this, probably that unlocks those outside powers. What would that entail? Do what I'd like to evolve. If you can evolve me, why can't you stop Ceramorphosis altogether? Or no way. What would that entail? Give me some information.
You will be able to do things you never thought were possible. There will be physical alterations, of course, but only partial. You will retain most of your current form, and you will soon see that the benefits outweigh any perceived loss.
If you can evolve me, why can't you stop it altogether?
The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an Illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not?
Man, that is a choice. We have been actively using the tadpoles and actively encouraging our party to do so. And we knew, like, even if we didn't know that he was a mind flayer, that the dream visitor was a mind flayer, we knew that using tadpoles was probably getting us closer towards, you know, this tadpole powers. This isn't necessarily going in a different direction. We haven't fought this. So that's where I'm at. Like, part of me is saying, no, we don't want to get closer to a mind flayer. Like, we certainly don't want to turn into a mind flayer. But part of me is thinking that we haven't really fought this in the past. We certainly don't want to change all the way. But we've been accepting the tadpole's power. Oh. This is one of those points where I wish, like in other RPGs, sometimes there'll be a point where you can just say, hey, let me consult with my team and talk to each of them and just be like, hey, what are your thoughts? Like Shadowheart, if I became slightly more mind flayery, how would you feel? Oh, dude, I don't know. I don't know. I think if we'd been resisting the tadpoles the whole time, it'd be obvious to say no. But as we've used, like, I don't know, 6, 8, something like that of them just on ourselves and been trying to persuade the rest of the team, I think I'm actually going to go for it. And hopefully it doesn't change us too much. Said we'd keep most of our form. Like, if we suddenly look mostly like him, I'll be a little disappointed. I've heard something about a change where they've talked about your character getting black veins. I assume that's what they're talking about here. And I don't know what that's going to look like. Hopefully it's not terrible, but I'm going to go for it. And hopefully I don't end up regretting this. Do it. I'd like to evolve.
Skrull, whatever this gig offers is no gift to you.
You continue to surprise me.
Yeah.
Your mind is truly something special.
I'm not sure this is the right decision.
Hold out your hand.
Yeah, I get it, Lae'zel. This is probably not a good call. let's do it anyway. More power is more better. It's a white tadpole.
It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone. It must commune with another.
What is it? Eat it. Open your mind to the tadpole. Probe the tadpole's intentions. That's an interesting option. Or no, I won't do it. What is it?
A tadpole, nurtured by the psionic energy of the astral plane, cocooned here for millennia. It has become extraordinary.
Let's try and probe the tadpole's intentions. The check's not terrible. We've got a +4 to 7 on a DC 13. We might pull this off. Yeah, there we go. Tadpole, what are your intentions?
The tadpole screams for growth with painful intensity. It has been starved of life, of purpose. It welcomes your probing like a void waiting to be filled. If you let it, it will evolve you, just as the Emperor said.
Oh, it's such a bad idea. Have we been eating them? Is that... I mean, it says consume, and so I suppose we have been eating them. Guess I never considered that. Open our mind to the tadpole.
A coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
You are exquisite. When your allies see what you can do, I hope you encourage them to try it for themselves. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain and bring it under our control.
Half-Illithid. You have embraced the Ceramorphosis and become half-Illithid. You can now unlock even more powerful psionics. So yeah, there was some minor effect to us. But overall, not bad. It's probably a lot more visible on humanoids. So it didn't cause any major change to our appearance, which I'm happy for. We now have 2 more tadpoles as well. We were at 8 before, so I'm not sure where the other 2 came from. Right, you guys don't have anything on you. Let's loot the brains. I'm sure our companions are going to have things to say. At least I hope so.
Something good here, I hope.
Good alchemy ingredients all around. Oh, you don't have anything. You do. We can talk to him further. See if he has anything further to say. Wow, there are tons of these dead Githyanki everywhere. Cone of Cold, that is a good scroll. Just want to loot everything while I'm here. Nope. Grab the rock. Okay. Do you have anything more you can tell me, Mr. Emperor?
Feels wonderful, doesn't it? You wear it well.
No, he has nothing further to say. And if we look here... Mind Blast. Spew forth a conical wave of psychic energy and possibly stun targets within. Once per long rest. Stuns for a turn, but does 4d8 plus 5 psychic damage as an intelligence save. Intelligence saves are not great for most people, so that's not bad. Mind Sanctuary. Sculpt a magical nexus that allows those within to take actions and bonus actions interchangeably. Really? Once per long rest, it lasts for 3 turns, and people can just use all of their actions as bonus actions, or vice versa. That's powerful. You've discovered a marvelous adaptability within yourself. Spell slots, charges, and similar resource costs for your next action or spell are removed. Refreshes after a long rest. Huh. So it means I can just do one action without spending a spell slot. Neat. I guess that's effectively one more spell slot of my highest spell slot level. Which is cool, but not crazy. Absorb intellect. Gobble up a foe's intellect, lowering their intelligence by 1 per turn, and healing your wounds by 5 turns. So it shows it lasts for 1 turn. But it sounds like it lasts for 5 turns, where their intelligence drops by 1 each turn, and we get back a d8 of healing each turn for 5 turns. It's not bad. Transform into a displacer beast that can displace itself and enemies, and has 85 hit points. You take on the attributes of Displacer Beast, but maintain your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. When your Displacer Beast form drops to 0 hit points, you revert to your original form. Cool, but I think I'm better as a caster than just being a Displacer Beast. Because I'm sure we can't cast spells as a Displacer Beast. As cool as that sounds. Invade a target's mind. Disrupt its defenses. Target's AC is reduced by 1. If the target dies while its psyche is fractured, you can cast Shatter Psyche on another target. So it lasts for 5 turns. It's an int save. Once per short rest, so that's pretty nice. And assuming we can kill people while they're under it, it just moves on to someone else. Like Hex or Hunter's Mark or whatever. Look at that expertise. You have deepened your sense of self, gaining expertise in persuasion, deception, and intimidation checks. I think we have expertise in several of those already. When an enemy within 60 feet of you with a spell of a level that is lower than... When an enemy within 60 feet targets you... There, I missed the target word. Targets you with a spell of a level that is lower than or equal to your proficiency bonus, you can use a reaction to nullify the spell. Okay, so low-level spells against us just automatically get nullified. That's cool. Black hole. Create a point of intense gravity that pulls in all nearby enemies and possibly slows them. 5 more black holes can be summoned after this spell's initial casting. Afterwards, you must short rest before casting it again. Specifically only enemies, so it doesn't affect my allies, which is really good. But it's not doing damage. I don't know how useful that is, but I have heard people say good things about Black Hole. And then fly. Which looks like I've already got fly, even though it's blocked off, but it doesn't have a circle around it. It looks like these other ones. So, do I just already have fly available to me? Yeah, we've looked through these. I don't know. Some of them seem cool. Mind Sanctuary seems powerful. Free Cast is alright. Mind Blast, I do like the sound of. We'll grab it. Just another big, powerful blast we can do. 47 feet. Cone. Intelligence saves, which is pretty good. Stunning is also great. And then all of these tie in with Cull the Weak, wherever that is, here. Where fewer hit points than your number of evolved Illithid powers, it dies. And all nearby creatures take psychic damage. Still am not sure what evolved Illithid powers means. But it's fine. So everyone else is still locked out of these. But he implied that the others could get the same ability.
Looking ahead.
So do I in fact have a fly? I do. Okay, but it's a specific targeting thing. I have to choose to fly. Let's increase my bar. It's starting to get a little full. Transfuse health. Mind Blast. Okay. Yeah. Alright, cool. We're gonna leave the episode here. And next time... Wow, that is a sketchy looking portal. The weird tentacles waving off of it. Next time we will head through the portal and see what happens from there. Maybe click on Orpheus's astral globe of domination first. Just to see what it results in. But yeah, it's been a long episode. We'll stop here. Next time we'll continue, hopefully on to Baldur's Gate. But I will see you guys then. Bye.